Hi, my name is Doug Dickey. I am a co-founder of Avini and a independent distributor, and I do these Zooms on Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time each week. And this Zoom is meant to be able to introduce new people to the concepts and the company Avini Health. So we're going to get started. Avini Health was started to provide um, an opportunity for people to help themselves, to be able to have an opportunity to help others and an opportunity to make some money. And what's really neat about this is uh, these products that I'll talk about in just a minute are saving lives. And this will be about a 20-minute Zoom. And here we go. So the company is called Avini Health, and we're bringing attention to an issue that most people are unaware of. There are three things that you have to do each day. That every day, this everyone has to do this, and these three things are drinking clean water. Imagine people having to drink dirty water. Of course, we have water filtration so we can clean our water, and that's important. We don't want contaminants to get into our bodies. We also breathe in air, and of course, we want clean air. So we have filtration. We have lots of ways of filtering the air. But what about food? Of course, we want clean food. We don't want contaminants, toxins, heavy metals in it. But there is no filter for the foods that you eat, or I should rather say, you are the filter for the foods you eat. And so a lot of people are looking at organic. Organic's not much better than regular when it comes to heavy metals. The heavy metals are concentrated into manures. The cow eats, 500 pounds of hay and turns it into a certain amount of manure. Simply concentrated those chemicals and toxins that were sprayed on the hay. And so these three things everybody has to do. So no matter how healthy and clean you live your life, you are having to consume these three things. So let's look at some of these toxins. There's 70,000 known heavy metals, chemicals, and toxins in the environment. Only 2,000 of them have ever been tested and shown what they do. Most of these toxins come into our bodies through the food that we eat, through agriculture. We're spraying apples 12 times with insecticides each year, another 8 times with fungicides. That even the fertilizers have heavy metals and other chemicals added to the fertilizers. And so every time we drink, eat, or breathe, we're potentially consuming small amounts, safe amounts of heavy metals and toxins. And when I say safe, it's not going to kill you that day. But over time, the accumulation can have serious issues. So imagine everybody here, we're driving a car around, you have to change your tires every 2 or 3 years. What happened to all the parts of the tire? They wear out. Small particles come off, they end up in the air, into the soil, into the water, and into our food. Same way with our brakes. We're constantly changing our brakes every few years. Well, what happened to the brake pads? They wear down and those small particles go into the environment. There's lots and lots of sources of getting these toxins. And again, they get in the water, they go into the soil, they go into our foods and into our body. And so many forms of contamination. Many people don't know that when you flush the toilet, it goes to a treatment place where they kill off the biology, and then they dump that water back into the river, and it flows down the river to the next town that pulls the water out, treats the water, sends it out to its people, and the whole cycle continues. And so lots of chemicals. Imagine you go to the bathroom and you're on medicines. Those medicines don't all break down. They end up going out back into the river. They've actually tested these chemicals from certain medicines that are ending up in the fish and in shrimp and lots of things that live in the river. Household chemicals. We pour bleach down the toilet to clean our toilet, or you can imagine these things are making their way back into the water stream, back into our bodies, which again is why a lot of people have water filtration. Petroleum. If you smell the gasoline or the diesel, you are taking in particulates into your body. And if they get into your bloodstream, they can harm you. Manufacturing, lots and lots of waste products produced through manufacturing. So this contribution of toxins and chemicals are making their way into the people through these various ways. Now let's look at what happens if you consume small but safe amounts of mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium, and chromium. An acute poisoning would be like you tripping and falling into a vat of mercury, taking a couple gulps. They would expect like an accident or poisoning, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, skin rashes, increased heart rate, blood pressure, fatigue, muscle weakness, headaches, abdominal cramps, fever, confusion. These are things that would be normal for an acute poisoning. Very, very, very few people have acute poisonings. It's almost always chronic, like small exposures day after day for your lifetime. By the time you're 40 or 50, how much have you accumulated of these heavy metals, chemicals, and toxins? So let's look at what the NIH would say if you had chronic exposure, brain fog. How many people do you know in your family, outside your family, have brain fog, confusion, gastrointestinal issues? You hear about everybody has stomach issues, kidney dysfunction. The fastest growing part of the medical industry is dialysis, kidney dysfunction, nervous system disorders, skin lesions, vascular damage, immune system dysfunction, birth defects, lots and lots of issues with chronic, small amounts of poisoning day after day, nothing that you would notice until it builds up. But imagine it builds up, and over 10 years of having chronic issues, you would now have a severe issue, which is abnormal heartbeat, anemia, brain damage, memory loss, difficulty breathing, kidney and liver damage, miscarriage, coma, progressive loss of lung function, which is emphysema, and cancer. These are all things that you would suffer from in a severe exposure, meaning 10 years worth. Well, I'm 57. I can imagine 57 years worth of accumulating these toxins. I used to play with mercury with my hands. All of the times I was siphoning gas out of vehicles or washing my hands for 2 years as I was a mechanic with gasoline. Imagine how many of these heavy metals, chemicals, and toxins are absorbed or consumed or breathed in through 40, 50 years. So no wonder we have people over 50 that are struggling with their health, and it's tied directly back to this issue. Now let's talk about PFAS, polyfluoral alkali substances. These are chemicals that are meant to improve our life. When you order a pizza in a box, the reason the oil doesn't go through the box is because it's treated with these PFAS. Water-resistant clothing, these are treated. Shampoos, candy wrappers, food packaging, pesticides, microwave popcorn. They're boiling that oil with the popcorn to pop the popcorn. Well, why isn't that bag saturated? Because it's treated with these chemicals. And when they get hot from the popcorn, what's happening to those chemicals? And we're consuming it. Nail polish, dental floss, goes on. All the cleaning products, any of those hand wipes that you pull out with your bare hand and you wipe the counter with, what chemicals are in there that could absorb into your hand and cause these issues? Volatile organic compounds. These are chemical substances that are very similar in the molecular structure to things that are already in your body. So your body may attach to these and you end up with faulty cells. So volatile organic compounds, benzenes, toluene, ethylbenzenes, xylenes, these are things that are pretty common in the environment. We smell them, we breathe them in, and they lead to issues. And then finally, microplastics. We're learning a lot about the metabolites that break down from microplastics, and that these are called organotins, and they are a heavy metal, and they are toxic to the body, and your body can't get rid of them, not naturally. And so microplastics are one of these things that we really um, need to stop adding them to the environment, and we also need to remove them from the body. And so that's what we're going to talk about next. And I want to say, as a summary, everyone, no matter how clean you eat, drink, or breathe, you're accumulating small but safe amounts of heavy metals, chemicals, and toxins. Somebody's decided, okay, this amount is safe, even though really no amount is safe. They're all adding to your total amount. Our belief that, oh, I eat kale and spinach, and I take some glutathione or whatever it is, that somehow your body's going to be able to grab onto that toxin and remove it and kick it out from the body is just not true. I've not found that to be true. That our body can't really get rid of. The liver and the kidneys have a very difficult time removing these. This is why they accumulate. So your body stuffs them into non-metabolic tissue, stuffs them into areas like fat, like cartilage, bone, and even in tissue. They try to keep it out of the bloodstream so it's not constantly a burden on the liver. And so as these build up over time, they cause issues, even autoimmune issues are the result of your liver being burdened by heavy metals and toxins, causing the hyperimmune switch to stay activated and start to attack your body. So much of the things that we are doing actually don't help us. If you go on a diet and you lose 20 pounds of fat and you go, yay, look, I've lost 20 pounds of fat. What happened to all the metals, chemicals, and toxins that were stored in that fat? It's doubtful that your body was able to get rid of them. And so they're in the bloodstream and they're in a higher concentration and they cause you to feel tired and sick and lethargic. So research has shown that to remove these toxins from your blood and lymphatic system, you need a binder that goes into the blood and lymphatic system, not just the gut, but to go into the circulatory system, grab these toxins, bind them up, and then have your body get rid of that binder. That's the power. Not even glutathione can remove much of these metals. It's great at cellular detox, but it's not good at vascular detox. And we have to separate the two. Chelation therapy is one of these things using EDTA that they inject into your bloodstream. It grabs any of the cations, whether it's calcium or magnesium or potassium or mercury or lead, and then it leaves your body via the urine. That is a process that a lot of people do. The problem is it's grabbing all of your good metals and pulling them out. So you have to consume calcium and magnesium, potassium at this massive rate to try to catch up with what you're removing to stay alive. Wouldn't it be great if there was a material that could go into the bloodstream in a gentle, easy way, bind up these heavy metals and some other chemicals and toxins that it's attracted to, and then your body naturally gets rid of that. And that's what we're going to talk about now. And the product's called Cell Defender, and this is an exclusive product with Avini. Our biochemist named Rick Deitch had invented this. This product's it's a natural product made by volcanoes. It's called clinoptilolite. It is in the zeolite grouping. There's 49 zeolites out there. There's really only one that's safe to consume. And a lot of people will get zeolite in a powdered form and consume it without understanding that it's millions of years old, having been made by these volcanoes millions of years ago. And so it's been absorbing metals and toxins its whole lifespan. So it's almost always completely full. When it is already full, it's not able to exchange and grab any more out of your body. And so Rick, being a pharmaceutical biochemist and interested in chemotherapy, which oftentimes are heavy metals, thought if I could clean clinoptilolite material, and I could make it small enough to absorb into the bloodstream and the lymphatic system. It could go in, grab the chemotherapy exclusively, grabbing just heavy metals and toxins, and then leave the body. And through 7 years of time, a lot of money out of his own pocket, he was able to invent this product. And we have 15 clinical studies with it. And Rick, this is Rick Deitch here. And Rick had been sharing this product through a couple different companies when he started his own with myself and him and Neil Roth, who decided we need to have this company be solid, debt-free, and share these products with people so that way they can help their health. It had made such an incredible difference in my life, in fact, saved my life. And so it's comprised of micronized and activated zeolite, clinoptilolite, which is a tiny negatively charged, kind of uh, a cage shape like a honeycomb. And these small little areas attract highly charged metals. So it's not attracted to potassium or calcium or magnesium. It's really only attracted to the higher charged metals, like anything above zinc. And there is a gradient with mercury and radioactive stuff at the top, and then as you move down with potassium at the bottom. And so it's really wanting to grab just the highly charged metals, pulls them inside the cage, and then leaves the healthy metals alone. And then about every 4 to 6 hours, as it's traveling through your bloodstream, your body goes, oh my gosh, more dirt. This guy's eating dirt. And it kicks it out through the urine. So it's an easy, gentle way to remove these heavy metals and toxins out of the body. Now, there's lots of companies out there selling zeolites, and they say lots of things, but there's only one company, our company, that has figured out how to micronize it, to activate it, and to get it to remove these toxins out of the body. It doesn't interact with any medicines, and that's another very, very beneficial thing. So it removes things like volatile organic compounds, benzenes, and dioxins. It helps the body alkalinize the blood, which is a really powerful attribute. Now, we've sold over 10 million, or Rick has sold over 10 million bottles since 2003. It's been around through a couple different companies, but this is Rick's company. It's not going anywhere from here. And we have the exclusive technology. Nobody else is there to compete with us. Cell Defender is the only liquid suspended zeolite on the market utilizing what we call the detoxolite cleaning process. This proprietary 34-step, 3-day process, no one else does this. And it cleans and activates the zeolite so it's safe in the body and it's highly effective. And it doesn't place a burden on the liver and kidneys like many other products do. Cell Defender is the only one with clinical studies. Not another company has a single study on their product. We have 15 clinical studies, 6 are published, and 3 are peer-reviewed. And they show safety and effectiveness. And so we have a few other products, and I'll go through them very quickly. But Cell Defender is the only product that goes into the bloodstream, doesn't just stay in the gut, goes into the bloodstream, grabs the heavy metals and toxins over a 6-hour period, and then exits the body via the urine. So your body just pees it out. Helps stabilize body pH, very beneficial, makes everything else work better in your system. Now, when you're detoxing, removing these toxins from the body, you could feel a little lethargic or tired as these toxins flow back into the bloodstream on their way out. So we have a product called Zimmunity, and we're using 7 medicinal mushrooms that have been grown in competition with each other. When you plant mushroom A next to mushroom E, a little too close, they fight chemically. They concentrate some of their components to very high concentrations. And so there's this patented process how they can plant certain mushrooms next to each other, these medicinal mushrooms, and they produce something called beta glucan 1316 that helps the body calm down, helps turn off the hyperimmune switch and modulate that down. Well, that allows your body to detox much faster without feeling sick and tired and lethargic. It allows your body to remove these toxins very quickly. And so this is an amazing product. Every person that I have take Cell Defender, I have them take 2 of this immunity in the morning and possibly 2 at night. It also helps with mood and with people that have issues with depression and anxiety. A powerful product to allow your body to detox 15, 30, 45 times faster than it normally could with your body's natural process. And then we have a nano silver. When you start to remove heavy metals from stored areas in the body, you get things like parasites and viruses that start to move around in the body. The nano silver is incredible, stabilized, the safest nano silver out there, and 7 to 10 nanometer spheres are the perfect size and shape to attach to things that are harming your body or can harm your body, things that are alive in your body, molds, mildew, parasites, things like that. Yet it does not affect any of your healthy cells. It just flows around in the blood lymphatic system, driving these bad things out of the body. Absolutely incredible product, absolutely safe. And then the fiber, Vini Plus Fiber. This is the last product I'll talk about today, even though we have some new incredible products like Plus Motion and Plus Balance that help the body, and people are having immediate overnight responses. But Avini Plus Fiber helps the body in managing the food that you eat. So when we're eating, we're getting more toxins through the food. So Avini Plus Fiber taken 15 minutes before the food has our zeolite in it that will grab the toxins while in the gut before they have a chance to absorb. Helps fix leaky gut and helps the body build probiotic bacteria populations and butyric acid, which helps with leaky gut. Avini Plus Fiber helps relieve the stress on the liver by helping manage the blood sugar and the cholesterol in the body. Huge results month over month with HbA1c, really powerful product. And so these are the 4 products that I put people on immediately when they want to change their health and improve their health. Incredible products. I'm going to move on to the next one here. Our manufacturing plant, we were 3.5 years old, founded May 1st of 2022. Even though the product goes way back, Neil and Rick and myself formed the company in January, and then we opened up in May. And we opened up as a network marketing company. There were 2 major reasons to do that. One is we need to get the word out. By far, the most effective way to get the word out to people is through network marketing. Well, there's also a lot of negative things with network marketing from other companies. So we got rid of those things. We made this so you can just get involved and use the product. You don't have to talk to anybody. But if you decide at some point you want to talk to somebody, you're ready to go. The other is a retail customer. You can just be a retail customer and use the products. What's powerful about our company, we've been debt-free since our first month. Our whole purpose, our mission statement is to get these products out to people and save lives, to help them experience what true health is, to ship the products quickly. We handle our own shipping. And then third, to take care of our distributor base, to help them get the word out in any way we can. We have a manufacturing plant where we control manufacturing from the purest, rawest, non-GMO ingredient all the way through shipping. We handle that all ourselves. And in 3.5 years, we've had consistent growth, debt-free since our first month, as I mentioned. Less than 15,000 distributors know about us. That's absolutely incredible. 11,000 plus retail customers that we have. And again, we have these incredible exclusive technologies. These products don't exist in this form out there anywhere. The inventor, the biochemist, Rick Deitch, absolutely brilliant. He's This is his company. He's not going anywhere. Oftentimes, the brilliant biochemist isn't even part of the company. In this case, he is. Vertically integrated manufacturing, a no obligation opportunity, allow people to try the products, 30-day money back. It's absolutely perfect for people to have protection and safety in trying the products. By the way, the second reason that we went through network marketing is it allows me to share my testimony of the product. It allows you to share your testimony of the product. Outside of direct sales, you can't share without FDA approval or other means. So it allows us to communicate to other people, hey, this is what it's done for me, and be able to do that safely. So at the end here, you've heard the video so far. If you like more information, get back with the person that gave this video to you. If you want to get involved, we'd love to have you get involved. Retail customer, you can purchase. It's about 20% more than a wholesale distributor. And there's no obligations whatsoever. 30-day money back. So on the 29th day, you could call up and say, gosh, this was a horrible mistake, and you can get all your money back if you want. The third option is wholesale buyer/distributor, meaning there's no obligation. You don't have to do anything on a monthly basis. You don't have to talk to so many people. You can essentially be absolutely quiet about using the product and just see what it does for yourself. If at some point, a couple months down the road, you go, oh, I've got to share this with my friend Sue, you can share it with Sue. If she gets involved, you make a little money. So that's the wonderful thing about this being a wholesale buyer/distributor. It's a lifetime membership with no monthly and no yearly obligations.